Hi everyone on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and football fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my thoughts about Week 1 and my Week 2 picks for the 2021 NFL season. Check it out. Alright, time for my thoughts for this week. Unfortunately for my straight up pick, I went 6-10. If you picked the opposite of me, you probably would have done really well. But nevertheless, against the spread, I went 7-9. Not really a good start on that either. So, I don't know. But other than that, over and under, it was the reverse of the against the spread. It was 7-9, so I did okay with that. So, we're going to try to get things back on track on everything else. And for my straight up picks and against the spread, and I hope I gain better success for the over and unders. So, let's see how that one turns out. But anyways, what happened last week? Well, in the opener, we have Tom Brady and the Bucs beating out Dallas by a field goal. Dallas gave too much time for Tom Brady. That was a lesson that Green Bay learned in the NFC Championship game last year. So, in the Eagles and the Falcons, the Eagles just came up and just did what they needed to do. And they came back and beat Atlanta. So, technically. But anyways, the Eagles won. Atlanta's offense was pretty bad. Let's pretty much say to that. So, the Bills and the Steelers... it goes to show you that Big Ben looked like his old self again, and it kind of showed it in that game. So it pretty much showed it, and pretty much Buffalo was leading the whole game, and pretty much Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh by storm in the second half just bounced right back, and they won the game. So it's kind of a good start if you're a Miami Dolphins fan right now, because they're in first place, and Buffalo looked pretty bad in the second half. So the Vikings and the Bengals, I gotta tell you this. I mean, for a loss on that one, I thought the Vikings had a shot to win that game, but nevertheless, Cincinnati came back on a field goal, and it was pretty much a win deal on that. The Titans and the Cardinals, I gotta say that the Titans look disappointed in me right now because after they got pounded by Arizona right now for that. But I had them with my Super Bowl pick. So let's see how they continue on during the season on that. But they looked like pretty bad on that. Maybe it's time for a quarterback change. I don't know for Tennessee. But we'll find out as that goes on with that. But Arizona looked pretty strong. Kyle Murray looked like himself. So we'll see how he does with that. Seattle and Indianapolis. Seattle just came in. Just took it by storm. Russell Wilson looked pretty like much Russell Wilson we've seen over the years. I think we're going to continue with him during the season. Maybe we'll see him as an MVP candidate. I don't know. And speaking of disappointments for that Tennessee game, other disappointment was the Chargers on that one. It was the Chargers and the Washington football team on that one. The Chargers offense didn't look like the Justin Herbert we saw from his rookie season last year. So let's kind of questioning on that scenario right now, see what they're going to do, which I think they'll bounce back. I really do. But as for the Washington football team, on the other hand, I think for the Washington football team, I think they look pretty good. Didn't look really the greatest in the world, but that was kind of like a sloppy game, I would say, to say the least. The Jets and Panthers. If you're Sam Darnold, you probably must be sweet beating your former team. I understand it wasn't revenge for him, but still, it's kind of nice. I would say to that. So. Anyways, I think for that case scenario, I think Sam Darnold looked like find a better home in Carolina. So I think we'll see how that one turns out as his season goes along and stuff like that. For the Jaguars and Texans, it goes to show you that the Texans looked like they were pretty much better off without Deshaun Watson. I mean, not for nothing against Jacksonville, with Trevor Lawrence. He struggled in the first half, but he looked pretty better in the second half. But on the positive side for Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence doesn't look like that bad. I mean, if he played like in the second half like he did in the first half, they probably want to keep it a close game and stuff like that. But Houston showed that, look, putting our drama behind us, we're here to play some football. That's exactly what Houston did. So, yeah. But, I'm happy for all Houston right now. The way that they've been dealing with all the drama they've been doing, and all that, That being said, let's see how Houston does. But the Chiefs and the Browns, I gotta tell you, that was a game of the week, I would say. for the Chiefs and the Browns. They looked like the Chiefs really wanted it really bad. But, it just came in the end. Cleveland looked like they looked ready to play. And they showed what it's like to face Kansas City. And that was not an easy football team to beat, especially at Arrowhead. They almost got it done. I got to tell you, if I'm going to tell you right now who's going to be really a tough component to watch out, I think it's going to be Cleveland. So you think Cleveland's going to be a really tough team to look out for. I think Baker Mayfield can have a case scenario for that MVP candidate too. I would probably say the same thing for Patrick Mahomes this year too. I think both quarterbacks do that. Despite Baker Mayfield lost, he put up some good numbers. So I think a pretty case scenario on that. I think that was a pretty one for that. And for my Patriots and Dolphins, I got to tell you, we had the game won. Damian Harris gave the win to Miami after that lost fumble, but it didn't help. Our defense was really rusty too. Most of our guys came back from opt-out from COVID. So other than that, but I think all that being said, Mac Jones looked pretty good. He went 29 for 39 for his passes. Offensively, it wasn't that bad. I got to tell you, if it wasn't for those penalties, especially on the defensive side of the ball, we probably would have won the game. It would have kept it really close, nevertheless. But I think all in all, I think we're doing pretty good with Mac Jones. I think we're gonna be fine. I think we're gonna have a bounce back, and Miami will probably look like they're gonna be that division team. I hate to tell you, I think that team after the loss from Buffalo and how Miami played, I think Miami's gonna get that division. But we'll see as we have 17 more games to go. 16 more games to go. I take it back. So. Anyways, the Packers and the Saints, another disappointment for Green Bay is probably going to be for Green Bay right now. Aaron Rodgers played bad. I got to say for the Saints picking up Jameis Winston, I think it's kind of a bold thing to do. I'm pretty happy for Jameis Winston right now. I think all he had to do was try to find another team, or at least a better coach. No offense to Bruce Arians, but Bruce Arians wasn't around when Jameis Winston was there too. He had Greg Baggio, the former Rutgers head coach. He had Lovie Smith. He had a couple of coaches that were not really the greatest in the world. And all of a sudden, he goes to New Orleans with Sean Payton. Things are turning around for the Saints. Maybe they'll get a break or two. I don't know. And for Sunday Night Football, I gotta say, for the Bears case, They think Justin Fields. I think it's time for Justin Fields to get on the field and do what he needs to do. Pretty much say is that. But of course, I think they should fire Matt Nagy. I mean, it's just me right now. I know it's one game. Things can change. If I'm Chicago right now, I would be living on Matt Nagy right now. Just saying. And, of course, the Ravens and the Raiders for Monday Night Football. I got to tell you, if we could talk about another slop team, like a lopsided team, this is going to be a Monday Night Football game. It was a wild game, don't get me wrong. Both Lamar Jackson and Derek Carr, they put up some numbers. All it took is overtime to finish the game, and what a way for Vegas. For the first time in their stadium's history, their fans are back in there. They were tuning for a good game, for a good win. So that's pretty much it about that on Monday Night Football. So, anyways, that's my thoughts for the week. Let's get on with my picks for the week. We're going to kick things off from the Thursday night game with the Washington Football Team and the New York Giants. All right, going into this game, I think this is another team for Washington Football Team to have a little struggle with. I think the New York Giants will be it. But nothing to do with it in the division rivals, too. But in case scenario for this, I think for the Washington Football Team, I think this is going to be a team of just a rebuilding mode. They had a great defense. They just showed last week. They can put up a hard time for the New York Giants as well. And I think that's what they're going to show with that. No disrespect to Daniel Jones, good quarterback, but I think it's going to say, I think that defense of the Washington Football Team, usually where the Giants or Danny Dimes or Daniel Jones, despite the fact Daniel Jones has struggled on top defensive teams. I've kind of noticed that from last year, from his second year, and his rookie year, the past couple of years. He's been struggling on top defense in the league. I think that's going to continue. So, I think for the Washington football team, I'm going to take the win in Washington over the New York Giants. On the line, though, Washington's favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take Washington -3. Over and under, it's 41. I'm going to go under 41. Chicago and Cincinnati. Okay. Now that Chicago's back back home this week, I think this is going to be a good opportunity to have a bounce back for this week. But on the other side of the field, you got to make some great coaching decisions. That they're not doing that right now. That's a problem. And I think because of what we saw from Cincinnati, we're going to probably see something from Cincinnati we haven't seen in a long time. That's going to be great success. So, other than that, I think Cincinnati, I think they're going to take this win in Chicago. They're going to have an upset with this one. I'm going to take Cincinnati here +3. No offense to the Chicago, but, if you're going to make some bad coaching decisions, you're going to lose your job. Not only you're going to lose your job, you're probably going to lose your reputation as well. So, that being said, I'm going to take Cincinnati as an upset in Chicago. I'm going to take Cincinnati over Chicago. So, on the line though, the Bears are favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take the Cincinnati -3. Over and under, it's 45. I'm going to go over 45 in this game. The Cleveland Browns versus the Houston Texans in Cleveland. Okay, now Cleveland's at home. And now just because of what we saw from Cleveland last week, they put up a fight with Kansas City. Now Houston is now they put up a big favorites in that, which I'll get that in a bit. So, Houston's saying, okay, we dominated last week. Let's do something. So, honestly, I look at this as a close game. I know that Houston's going to the dog pound, and they're going to be placing the Cleveland Browns in this game in Cleveland. But I think this is going to be too much to handle for Houston to go out in this one. Don't disrespect for Houston. I think Cleveland's going to win this game. But I'll give them this. Cleveland's favored by 12 in this game. That's too many points for me. I'm going to take Houston plus 12.5. Over and under is 48. I think I'm going to go over 48 despite what both the offenses are going to do. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. The LA Rams and the Indianapolis Colts. The Rams, they was a defensive solid team, and you can definitely see it from them. They showed it last week against Chicago. This is going to be a good test for Indianapolis. They're going to face going to Indy in this game. And I think Indy's going to be 0-2 in Indy. I'm going to take the Rams over the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. On the line, the Rams are favored by 4 in this game. I'm going to take the Rams -4. Over and under, it's 47.5. I'm going to go under 47.5 in this game. Buffalo and Miami. Tua and Josh Allen. I think I'm going to say this. We're going to see a big fight in this game. And Buffalo looks really hungry after that big loss they got from Pittsburgh. So they're probably going to take it out on Miami in Miami. And it's Miami playing in Miami around September and October. It's very tough. Very risky pit to bet against. But I'm doing it. I think Josh Allen, he's going to put up some numbers. And there's nothing Miami can do about it. For some strange reason, they like to play well against us, but other teams, not so much. So I'm going to take Buffalo over Miami in Miami. On the line, though, Buffalo's favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take Buffalo -3. Over and under, it's 48. I'm going to go over 48 in this game. My New England Patriots and the New York Jets. My New England Patriots look like they're hungry, too. They're going to put up some stuff as well. Mac Jones looked pretty good, despite the loss. Defensively, they're going to get better. You can definitely see it. For a loss, they gave up 17 points. If you can get a loss in this game, that's not bad for getting 17 points in this game for a loss. If it's a 17-6 win. I mean, they lost. They didn't lose that bad. But they lost closely, though, in a low-scoring game, which I think is going to be a defensive team for this my New England Patriots right now. We're definitely going to see that this coming week. It's hard to bet against division teams, but I'm definitely going to do that. This one, I'm going to pick my Patriots to win this game over the New York Jets in this game. On the line, though, the Patriots are favored by 5.5 in this game. I'm going to take the Patriots -5.5. Over and under, it's 43. I'm going to go under 43. The San Francisco 49ers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. in this game, I look at it as Jalen Hurts. He looked a really good quarterback. It looks like he's the answer for Philadelphia. As for San Francisco, on the other hand, Jimmy Garoppolo made it pretty great. He's not the greatest quarterback in the world. My Hoodie from the Patriots head coach, Bill Belichick, known as Hoodie, gave him up for a reason. So he's not putting up the best numbers. He just has a great defensive team. And I think for Philly's case, though, they have a great defensive team as well. I mean, they didn't really show much of it last week, but I think they're going to show it this week. So I'm going to pick the upset. I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia over the San Francisco Giants. And the only thing about these picks, though, I don't believe in the traveling, going west to east or east to west. I don't really believe in that. I think it's just a myth, to be honest with you. I really don't believe in that. So people thinking, oh, it's a West Coast trip. A West Coast going to the East Coast or something like that. I think it's a little bunk. So it's like, I think it's crazy. I don't really buy that really much. You just gotta win, you gotta win. That's it. But anyways, that being said, I'm only picking him because I'm picking Jalen Hurts. It looks like a solid quarterback. I really do. So I'm going to go with that. So on the line, though, and it's an upset, by the way. On the line, San Francisco's favored by 3.5 in this game. I'm going to take San Francisco plus 3.5. Over and under, it's 50. I'm going to go under 50. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Las Vegas Raiders. A classic rivalry from the 70s. Now they're going to go for another classic match again. But this time in Pittsburgh. But I'm going to say, for Pittsburgh case, they looked like Big Ben and looked like this is what the Steelers are known for, being the steel curtain. So I think that's the way we're going to see it, though. But I'm going to tell you this, though. If Vegas gives up, like, at least 27, they're not going to beat Pittsburgh. There's no way. So, that being said alone, I'm going to say the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Las Vegas Raiders in this game in Pittsburgh. On the line, though, Pittsburgh's favored by 6 in this game. I'm going to take Pittsburgh minus 6. I think that's going to be a fair amount at that. I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be in that range. So I'm going to take the Pittsburgh minus 6 on that game. Over and under, it's 47.5. I'm going to go under 47.5. New Orleans and Carolina. I think for this case, Sam Darnold didn't look that bad, despite he only did a couple of stats on that here and there, but that was it. But I think it's going to be a defensive game going into this game, but I think for Carolina, Sam Darnold, I think he's going to prove a point. He's not really a bad quarterback, so I think this is going to be a good test for Carolina to do. So, anyways, I'm picking the upset with this one. No disrespect for Jameis Winston, but I'm going to go with Carolina over the New Orleans in Carolina. On the line, though, Carolina's favored by 3 in this game. New Orleans is favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take Carolina on plus 3. Over and under, it's 44. I'm going to go over 44. Denver and Jacksonville. I think for this game, for them, I think Teddy Bridgewater, I think he's going to make a good comeback, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Honestly, that's me. But anyways, that being said, I think we're going to look at a team that was going to go. Trevor Lawrence is like, I want to get my first win. Might as well do it here. So, might as well do it at home, too. It's in Jacksonville. So, I think that's what Trevor Lawrence's mind is thinking. And by the way, this is Trevor Lawrence's first football loss in history. He never lost in high school. He never lost in college. Ironic. But I'm going to go with his first win, and why not do it at home? So he's having a big test right now, having a first loss, and go from there. So, put the loss behind him, go around, bounce right back. So, that's why I'm going to pick Jacksonville over Denver in this game in Jacksonville. As an upset, by the way. On the line, though, Denver's favored by 6 in this game. I'm going to take Jacksonville plus 6. Over and under is 45. I believe that's going to go over 45 points. Tampa Bay and Atlanta. This game, I see something like this. Atlanta winning. Tom Brady and the Bucks coming back. Tom Brady was very familiar with this with Atlanta. Super Bowl 51. I feel like this is going to be a similar situation for that. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay over Atlanta in Tampa Bay. On the line, though, Tampa Bay is favored by 12.5 in this game. I'm going to take Atlanta plus 12.5. I think it's going to be a really close game. It's going to be a close one. But it goes, maybe it's just like Carolina. If Atlanta can fix their offense, I think they'll be fine. But nevertheless, Atlanta plus 12.5. Over and under, it's 52. I'm going under 52 in this game. The LA Chargers and the Dallas Cowboys. I think for Dallas's case, they want to have a bounce back from that Thursday night opener. I really think that's going to happen. But I'm going to say this. That Dallas should have won the game. Don't get me wrong. Dallas should have won the game, but they gave Tom Brady too much time. That was a huge problem. So, I think for this game, I think Tampa Bay is going to win this. For Dallas, I think they're going to take this game out just to prove a point. Like, we're going to here to win this game. We're a good football team. So, I'm going to take Dak Prescott over the LA Chargers in LA. And I hope Ezekiel Elliott plays better. Ezekiel Elliott looked really disappointed. Hope he does pretty well. So, anyways, I'm going to take Dallas plus 3 in this game. Because this is an upset game. So, LA Chargers are favored by 3 in this game. But after what the Chargers did, I'm not really trusting them right now. So, over and under, it's 55. I'm going to go under 55. Seattle and Tennessee. Tennessee looks like they're going to try to get something done. But I think you're going to Seattle. Very tough place to play. I don't think they're going to win this game out. So, unless they can fix their offense, they're not going anywhere. So, they got to fix their offense. They want to be Super Bowl contenders. So I'm going to take Seattle at home against the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee. On the line, though, Tennessee's favored by 12.5. Seattle's favored by 5.5 in this game. I'm going to take Tennessee plus 5.5. I think it's going to be a lot close game. Over and under, it's 53. I'm going to go over 53. Sunday Night Football. The Kansas City Chiefs against Baltimore. Okay, for this game, this is a game I expect. This is going to be a high-flying game. I think Baltimore wants to say, look, we want to get our first win. Might as well do it against Patrick Mahomes. Excuse me for the plane. I live near an airport. I'm sorry. But nevertheless, though, I think for Kansas City, they want to just outmaneuver people. I think Patrick Mahomes want to put up some numbers, too. I think the winner of this game is going to be an MVP candidate. I think that's the way I see it for this game. So, I think these are two former MVP candidates. Patrick Mahomes in 2017. I think Lamar Jackson did it a couple of years earlier than that. So, I really forgot who won the MVP award. So, I got to look that up. So, anyways, that being said, I think this game is going to be a lot close game. But I'm going to go with Kansas City to win this game, considering they have a much, much better defense. And it showed last night that defense cost the Ravens the game. And if Lamar Jackson gets some offensive line help, maybe that would help too. So that's why I'm going to pick Kansas City over the Baltimore Ravens in this game. On the line, though, the Chiefs are favored by 4 in this game. I'm going to take the Chiefs minus 4. Over and under. Oh, shit. Hold on a minute. I do apologize. I thought I missed my information for the over and under. But I was going to say it's over 55. I'm going to go over 55 in this game. So, Monday Night Football. The Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions in this game in Green Bay. Green Bay looks like to prove like we're going to be a much better football team than this. We need to play better. Aaron Rodgers needs to play better. I think that's what we'll do. But I'm questioning Aaron Rodgers right now if he wants to be there or not. So we'll find out. But I think that Aaron Rodgers, he's going to come out with a bang and say, look, this is not what I am. This is what I am. I'm going to beat Detroit. So I'm going to take Green Bay in Detroit. The Green Bay Packers in Green Bay over the Detroit Lions in this game on Monday Night Football. On the line, though, Green Bay is favored by 10.5 in this game. The way the Green Bay play, they may lose it that way. The way that happened last week. But over and under, so I'm going to take Green Bay minus 10.5. Over and under, it's 48. I'm going to go under 48. that's going to wrap up my picks for the week. Hey, shout outs this week. Check out my good friend, the Blind Canadian Cat. He's a great NFL YouTube prognosticator. You can definitely check him along with the NFL prognosticators in the description down below right here. And until then, I want to say thank you. And thank you for some newcomers in there. I got some newcomers on the comments last week. And I will definitely do some plot twists coming in my videos in the upcoming weeks. Like somebody mentioned on there about a time plots and stuff like that. So I'm probably going to work something out with that. Try to work from there, work the bugs out of it. So, yeah, I'm going to try to make some creative ideas and stuff like that, stuff like that. But anyways, check out the Blind Canadian Cat and the rest of the NFL YouTube prognosticators down in the description down below right here. And until then, this is Andrew Warren saying signing off. Good luck to all your picks this week and rock out.